In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Espacial Tequila right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Espacial Tequila. This, we have both the Blanco to take a look at. This is a 40% Blanco. And we have the high grade or Alto Grado edition, which is 47% alcohol by volume or 94 proof. So we're going to do tasting and review of these. But first, let's talk about the production and how this tequila is made. All right, let's talk about how this tequila is made. It comes out of NOM 1414, which is, of course, Vivanco and Associates. Which the master distiller is my good friend Sergio Cruz. This tequila, they use between 6 to 8 year old estate grown agave. That agave, after it is harvested and trimmed down to the piña, it is then prepared and cooked in brick hornos for between 48 to 50 hours to make sure all those sugars are nice and converted from the starches and get nice caramelization there as well. After they're done being cooked, they're let rest. And then after they're done resting, they then are placed into a roller mill where they are crushed to extract the wonderful sugars from the agave fibers. After they extract all the sugars from the agave fibers, they then ferment in stainless steel tanks with classical music. After the fermentation is complete, it is then twice distilled in copper pot stills and then bottled as it is, 40% for the Blanco and at 47% for the high grade or Alto Grado Blanco. So now you know how this tequila is made. It is, of course, also additive free. So let's not waste any more time, though. Let's get into the tasting portion and see what this tequila is all about. All right, as a disclaimer and full disclosure, these bottles were provided to me by the brand for an honest and unbiased review, and that's exactly what they're going to get. So let's go ahead and pop the top on this. Now, the one thing that's really cool about this is they are wax sealed, which I love that. So you have to peel a little thing off to get the wax off. The bottles are all made from recycled glass, which they said they source all from the area there where the distillery is. So, all right, so let's pour a little bit in the glass. All right, always love a good tequila out of 1414. Sergio Cruz does just a great job at 1414. All right, so let's take a look at this in the glass and see what we're looking at here. So looking at it in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. You can see those legs and tears there just starting to form. It's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Nice, there you go. See, look at those legs and tears there. It's going to have a nice silky, oily mouthfeel to it. Looking at the tequila itself, it is crystal clear, looks beautiful, little dashes of light through it. Looks amazing. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this puppy. Beautiful, beautiful sweet cinnamon and baking spices. A hint of citrus coming through on it as well. A nice minerality to it from the well water that they use. Really nice, beautiful, sweet cooked agave nose. This smells great. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Now, this will be my first sip, of course, so I will have to acclimate my mouth to 40% alcohol first. You never judge on the first sip. Wait for everything to settle. All right, now we're ready. Salud. Coats the mouth nicely. Nice sweet cinnamon and baking spice notes to come in at the beginning. A little bit of heat on the tongue from this. Not too bad. I'm not getting a whole lot of flavor, but you know, it's got that nice cooked agave note to it. Maybe a little hint of bitterness in there. Little hint of like orange peel, and that's just about it. It's fairly simple, which is nothing wrong with that at all. Not super complex, but it's definitely very nice sipping tequila, easy to drink. Nothing wrong with this at all. It has a little bit of heat, so if you guys don't like heat, this may not be a good option for you. It has a little bit of heat to it, but for me, it carries the flavor profile, you know, a little bit longer on the taste, which isn't bad at all. You still get that nice cinnamon note that kind of comes through on everything. Yeah, beautiful cinnamon and baking spices, just loaded. Little hint of anise bitterness in there, which lends to a little bit of like an orange peel, orange pith kind of note to it. But after all, I mean, overall, it's pretty decent sipper. It's good. I don't see anything wrong with this one at all. It's not super complex. It's not something that you're gonna say, okay, wow, this is something really special. But it's a really nice average Blanco. Has a little bit of heat to it, which is kind of nice. It has a little bit of a bite to it, not too much, but it's not bad. All right, so let's see what we get from the high proof and see if that's any different. All right, so now on to the high grade, the Alto Grado Blanco. And let's see if this one's any better. That first one's just kind of average. Nothing's wrong with average. It's pretty moderately priced. It's $44.99 for the Blanco. This one retails for around $59.99 a bottle, which isn't bad at all for a high proof. Looking at it in the glass, coats the glass nicely. You can see the legs and tears starting to form on it. Little pearls on there now. Looking at the tequila itself, it's crystal clear. Little dashes of light in it. Nothing wrong with that at all. On the nose. Ooh, even stronger cooked agave note to it on the nose. Has a little more grassiness to it this time. Vegetal grassiness that's coming through. This is a little more herbal on the nose, where the other one was more fruit forward on the nose, which is kind of interesting. This one definitely has like a grassy vegetalness to it on the nose, but it smells really good. Definitely a nice cinnamon note coming through on it, but then it leads to like fresh cut grass and almost like bell pepper on the nose. It's different. It's very different from the regular Blanco. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Coats the mouth beautifully, even more so than the regular Blanco. Flavor profile on this is actually completely different. It still has this interesting heat to it, this bite, which I don't mind a bite. I don't mind bite. As long as it's not scorching hot where I can feel it burning going down my esophagus into my stomach. I don't mind a little bite. For me, it kind of, in some instances, enhances the flavor profile. In this case, it does really carry forward the flavor profile. But on this one, it's really different. It's not a sweet cinnamon note that I'm getting on the front. Instead, it's very vegetal. It's more grassy and herbal on the flavor profile. The other one was more sweet cinnamon note, like a nice fruit forward note. This one's more vegetal, herbal, grassy, almost like bell pepper, jalapeno notes on the front of it. Little hint of cinnamon mixed in there. But it's not bad at all. This is nice. It's really kind of cool how different these two ones are. So if you're more of a vegetal and grassy kind of tequila lover, then the Alto Grado would probably be a better choice for you. Where if you like it being more sweet cinnamon fruit forward, kind of a flavor profile, then the Blanco, the regular 40 proof Blanco might be a better option. So how would I rate these agave? How would I rate these? I'd give the Blanco a high 3 agave, and I would give the Alto Grado a low 4 agave rating. I like the vegetalness and the herbalness of the Alto Grado. They both have some heat to them, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. But for me, it's kind of interesting how different the flavor profiles are. You think with them being, you know, from the same place and maybe processed the same way, that the flavor profile would be pretty consistent, but it's not, which is kind of nice. So you can actually buy both of them and have a really interesting flavor profile on both. Well, there you go. If you like the information I share with you in this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new to the channel, bienvenido, welcome. And we hope that you enjoyed this review as well as some of the informational videos that we have here on the channel, and that you click the subscribe button right there and the notification bell next to it and become a subscriber so you get notified every time we post a new review or informational video here about tequila and agave spirits. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So, hey, you know, if you want to pick up Espacial, it's not bad. It's just not super great, but it's definitely would be enjoyable, especially if you don't mind a little bit of heat on the flavor profile. And until next time, salud. Bye, guys.